What's going on, everybody? Dylan here with Espresso Outlet. I am the owner of Brew Head Espresso, a mobile coffee business, and today I'm going to show you what it's like to get ready for one of my events. Come with me and let's go. So the very first fun thing I like to do is vacuum. Okay, so in all seriousness, vacuuming is not the funnest thing in the world. However, it is extremely important to keep your work environment and workspace as clean as possible to serve for events. So I do this before every single event, is take everything out and make sure everything inside is completely vacuumed and clean. Alright, so we're just going to go ahead, and the brand I like to use on my flooring is Bona. So we're going to go ahead and spray the floors. Bona does a really good job. There's not a lot of harsh chemicals in it. It does a really good job of making the floors look really good and keeps them nice and clean. Alright, now let's go ahead and rinse these mats off. Normally I'll bring the pressure washer out, but today we're just going to rinse it off with the hose. Alright, now with the floors dried, I like to take my cleaner and go ahead. I like to spray it on my rag and then go over the countertops with it. Alright, so now we're just going to take the vacuum and vacuum inside of this cabinet, because there are some coffee grounds that are in here from knocking out the puck, and they kind of just go wherever they want. And we'll vacuum just one last time, make sure we get it, just in case we track anything in. Once they're all dry and shaken off with all the grass, we can put them back into the trailer. All right. One in. Let's go get the other. All right, so first let's take a look what's underneath the cabinet. So we have the garbage can, so we always have liners underneath. We have our fresh water, so this is our distilled water mixed with third wave water. We do the 5-gallon packets, just a lot easier and a lot cheaper. And then behind that, we have our own pump system. I'll take you off of the tripod. So here is our pump system. We have our 2-gallon accumulator and our water pump, and all that is plumbed up here into our espresso machine. And then we have our fresh water, and then we have our gray water hose that goes into a 7-gallon. Definitely always important to put markings on it, so that says gray water only, and then Brew Head Espresso, and then third wave water, Brew Head Espresso. So always mark everything. This is a 7-gallon container. We also have another 7-gallon container that I just filled. Like I said, always important to mark everything so that way you're not mixing your gray water with your fresh water. And then we'll go ahead and put, I mean, this one is pretty heavy. It's 7 gallons of water inside of it. So let's go ahead and get this in the correct position. So essentially, we have at all times when we go to events, we have 14 gallons of distilled, of third wave water, so espresso water, and then we normally put another one over here. So we have 21 gallons every single time we go to an event. Water, extremely important. Last but not least, we go ahead and put our garbage can right in there, and then anytime you hit the pucks, they just go straight into the knock box, into the garbage can. And make sure all that's clean and prepped, and that cabinet is good to go. All right, so next we have our cups and lids. So this is how all of our cups and lids are stored. They're in a nice sealed container. They have foam around the inside of them to prevent bugs. So essentially, here is our hot cup lids, which it's very hot outside, so that's definitely enough for the next event. We have our hot cups. Those are definitely good for our next event. Lids. I would say we can definitely fill the lids, and we can definitely fill the cold cups. So we're gonna go ahead and grab more lids and cold cups, and I'll be right back. All right, so that's good. So we're just gonna go ahead and put the lid on, and then we are good on cold cup lids. We're gonna go ahead and prep our cold cups. So as you can see, there is still a lot of room to add more. So I went ahead and grabbed more already. I try to fit as much as I can. Sometimes I can't fit as much as I would like, but okay, so next we're going to go ahead and open this cabinet. This cabinet also has a ton of stuff. So we have our hot cup sleeves stamped, we have our gray water hoses, we have our generator parallel link kit when we use our other two, but now that we have our new one, I just keep it in here just in case we have to use the other ones. We have our first aid kit. We have all of our straws, so we keep all of our straws in this bin. So we have quite a bit in here. So I just actually restocked them. There's about 1,000 in there. So basically, this one we're completely done and don't need to do anything with. The next cabinet, we have our product. So go ahead and open that up. In this cabinet, we have our chocolate sauce, our white chocolate, our caramel, our honey, our cinnamon, all of our like matchas, monk fruit, my electric kettle over here in case we need more hot water, and then extra syrups and purees and stuff like that. So this has already been stocked. We just have to make sure before every event that all of this is stocked and ready. And in this cabinet, we're gonna go ahead and open it up. This is basically all of our decorations, our towels, our paper towels, our soaps, the POS for the square, and just other miscellaneous things that really don't need to be stocked because they're always reusable. Last but not least, we have our fresh water tank here. So this is gonna have to be refilled, so the pump drives it to all of our hand sinks and our 3-bay sink. So that is gonna have to be filled soon. All right, so now that we got the trailer all nice and clean, we have everything for the cups, lids, and everything stocked in the puree stock. Now we're gonna go into Meyer and get all of our whole milk, our oat milk, our chais, our whipped cream, and a couple other miscellaneous things that we need to serve at our event tomorrow. So let's go ahead and check it out. Cart acquired. All right, I always check the dates to make sure that the dates that we're gonna get are the latest dates. So we're gonna go ahead and grab 6 whole milk. My wife is shops while we scanning while we're shopping.
Yep. Meyer shopping scan.
All right, we have 6 oat milk or 6 whole milks.
Then you need 4 oat milk.
Look at the price on that oat milk. Woo. We're just gonna get 6.
6? Okay. You're just going crazy.
Oh yeah.
There we go. That works a lot better. Okay. How's it going? Pretty good. We got a coupon. Please insert your coupon. Bam.
Boom.
Insert your coupon. Goes in here, right?
No, coupons go down there.
That's right. We haven't done that in a hot minute because we always forget our coupons. But not today. Now it's time to put the milks in the trunk. Look at him go. That's how we do it. Now time to put away the cart. Where did he go? Oh, there he went. Look at that. You put the cart away. I'm so proud.
All right, now we have our stocked refrigerator ready to go for our next event. Boom. So we have this 100 cup percolator. Water's already in it, ready to go for tomorrow. So all I have to do when I wake up is plug this in, flip that switch, and then we're gonna have hot water, putting it into a Cambro, and we're gonna be ready for hot water for our event. All right, so here is our grinder. So I always put it on our table right here. This is the Firenzato F64 Evo Pro. I go back from this and the Turin ZF83. Definitely check them both out. I always bring this and my backpack. These are the only 2 items that actually go inside my truck. Everything else goes in the trailer. Alright, so now we are in my truck and I am going to be dropping my wife off at work, and then I have to go and pick up ice. So I will be back with you guys when we are picking up ice, so stay tuned. Alright, so we just got our ice. Now we're going to go back home and we got to do a couple more miscellaneous things before our event tomorrow. So let's go ahead and pack it up and time to go home. All right, so I do have to go to the gas station to fill up all of my gas cans and my generator. So let's go ahead and get some gas. All right, so because my truck is a 6.2 liter, they do recommend premium fuel. So I unfortunately have to pay the premium fuel price. So that's always fun. But in the meantime, we also have to get our gas cans out because I have to get gas for my gas cans so I can fill my generator as I need. So I keep both of my gas cans back here, and then I'm going to fill both of those up. They're 5 gallons apiece, and that is what I'm going to fill my generators with. All right, so now that I filled my truck up with premium, now I got my receipt just a second ago. Now I have to fill these up with regular gas. So obviously you can see the difference in price, quite a bit difference. But we're gonna fill up about 7 gallons because this one's pretty much full, just needs about 2 gallons more, and this one's completely empty. So about 7 gallons of gas here. So we're looking at about $100 for this trip at the gas station. All right, something else that I have to do before every event is just make sure I have a charged battery. So I keep my drill in my truck, but I do like to keep an extra one in here just in case. And you're asking, why am I using that? Well, wherever we go to events, we have to self-level the trailer. So we use our drill to get these down so that way we can level the trailer when we get where we're going. All right, so before we go to an event, we always make sure that we have our Cambro ready. So this is where we carry, we boil all the water and then we put it in here. And then when I bring my backpack, and then I bring extra syrup, sauces, towels, our coffee, and just different things that we have miscellaneous. That is basically all the prep work for tomorrow's event. There are some other things here and there that we have to get, but for the most part, that's basically all that we do before every event. And then once we get done with our event, we do that in reverse to get ready for the next event. So appreciate each and every one of you guys watching, and I will catch you in the next video. Peace.
So, are you guys also from Quebec then, or Ontario? Okay, because we had a few here earlier, so, although maybe I'm pronouncing it wrong, I think it's Quebec, I think is what I've heard is the right
Americano.
A lot of people come from where? Oh. Okay, wow. It's a long ways. Yeah. Probably been a long ways to transport the, Really? Oh. Oh my goodness. Wow. That's a long ways. Wow. Yeah, I've heard they go for quite the amount. Man.
Almost the cost of the coffee.
Oh. Yeah.
Before I put the lid on it, I'll show you my little design that I put in it for you.
That's why they can charge $15 for a coffee. We're going to see the design. You're going to do a cow?
I don't know if I can do a cow. That might be a little hard.
Probably make it look like something. I don't know, a cow.
You can use your imagination.
Yeah.
Sure, for sure. All right.
Thank you.
Thank you. And where are you coming in from today?
No, actually, I'm from Maryland.
Okay, you're from Maryland.
Yep,
Okay.
yep. You guys were here last year, right?
Yep.
Yep.
Good morning, yeah.
Oh, that would have been my sister with him last year. Yep. But the yeah, we've had a lot of people from Canada so far that have been